Well, it's hard to believe that it's only 3 weeks since Christmas. It feels like an actual eternity has transpired. For the topics of today, Greenland is currently being invaded. Ice is turmoiled in more things, of course, and kind of deal with a response I got from something I said in my video yesterday or Tuesday, and then I do want to get to the topic of that brave soul who's putting some of those things that Mike Tyson said to effect, and then as a final note, Iran is maybe have killed up to like 12,000 people now. And are we liars if we tell them to continue to protest, but yet do nothing to defend them? Those are topics for today. Welcome to the Ripple Effect. So to start off with, I actually want to get into the ICE situations, and this is the problem that we've been dealing with. So a woman gets shot, right? She gets shot for resisting ICE, and they're just thrown by the fact that ICE can technically fight back, should fight back. And I said this yesterday, that we should make sure that people are not breaking the law in their versions of protesting. One of the most annoying things that happens around here, I live in California, is that idiots will protest something and just shut down a freeway. Just shut down a freeway. Because apparently whatever, and honestly, 99.9999% of the time, the things that they're protesting are absolutely stupid. But because they've been told that there's no consequences for it, it's like the videos will come out. This person drove through our barricade. This person almost killed us as we were on the road. You're in the road. Get out of the road, you idiot. Okay? Get out of the way. So when an ICE agent is chasing down a criminal, a Venezuelan who is running away, the Venezuelan crashed their car and whatever, was running away, tackles the Venezuelan, and then restrains himself from shooting the Venezuelan for this very reason, because obviously crazy stuff's going on, right? Then two people come out of the house. And this is another thing. This shows you the threat level. People were questioning that ICE agent with shooting Renee Good. But this shows you the threat level that they're under. He's wrestling someone on the ground. And instead of the good citizens coming out to help the police officer, or in this case, federal agent, okay, against someone who had done violent crimes, they come out and start beating him with shovels. To be fair, it was a snow shovel, so it could be like plastic, boink, and a broom handle. So they came out and started beating him with that. Thankfully, they were arrested, but in the process, the Venezuelan guy, who probably would have just been handcuffed by the police officer, ended up getting shot in the leg because these two idiots had to come out and fight. Stop telling them to fight. Stop telling them to get out there and protest. Enough. You lefties are ratcheting this up. Bring it down. Bring it down. These lawful actions need to be done so we can have a country. You are removing our country from us, and we're going to take it back. And if you want your people dead or shot, keep telling them to do this. I mean, and there's not going to be really any physical repercussions of it as long as it's done legally. So you're just going to get your people shot for no good reason. Doesn't make you a good person, okay? No pun intended. Now, there was a video, my brother actually liked it, and that's how I ended up seeing it on my reels, whatever you want to call them, shorts. And it was the protester or counter-protester to the ICE protests, and all he was doing was just standing there with a American flag, and someone comes up behind him, and this is my irritation level. I don't know that I would have been as restrained as him, and that's not a good thing because you're supposed to be very restrained, I know. But I don't know if I would have been as restrained as him. Someone comes walking up and puts the horn, and you probably have seen it, the speakerphone in his ear that's got the siren going, and they're just being obnoxious and absolutely jerkwads. And again, mind you, you can defend yourself in that situation. You do realize that. It is legal to defend yourself if someone does an assault on you, and a sound assault, noise assault like that is legitimate. Ask the Venezuelans that when they took Maduro, what sonic attacks are like, right? But he's very restrained, and he's walking around, trying to avoid, a confrontation with them. And finally, he's had enough, all right? And I think it was Mike Tyson that said everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? And so he just, knocks this guy. I mean, I don't know if he knocked him out, but they're going down, right? And then the people are like, oh, he's fighting. So they go in there, and they think that this is going to be like every other situation that's happened before, where someone fights back and they gang up on him and they beat him up and they kick him on the ground and they just go for it. And no, this guy had apparently done this kind of thing before. So he just started knocking them out. I mean, I think there was like 5 that he just waits till they get too close and then just steps within their guard. You can tell he's been boxed before and just knocks them. And you can tell these lefties have never been hit in the face before. Never. And I think it was Joe Rogan that was saying that the problem with society is that not enough people are getting punched in the face. Well, there we go. I guess someone's out there trying to single-handedly take care of that for us. So congratulations to him, and great job. And keep it going. But be reminded that there is, if you do counter-protest, there is going to be an extreme threat. They are going to try to get you to instigate you, and they are going to try to gang up on you. This guy just got lucky that he's really good with his fists. Not everyone's going to be that way. And that's the unfairness of this, if you want to call it unfair, which I know it's terrible to say it that way. That these lunatics are the violent ones. These lunatics are the crazy ones, but they want to say that we are the violent ones. We're crazy and all that. No, the shoe's on the other foot here. Well, Iran, and this is my personal irritation with Trump right now. And I understand it militarily. We pulled so many assets out of the Middle East to do the Venezuela raid that we don't have assets in the region. Now, I don't know that we don't have assets available somewhere else that we could bring in, maybe, potentially. I don't know. But we don't have them currently available. But for Trump to be telling him, and again, guys, I know you guys are going to jump on me. You know, I'm for Trump, okay? I'm for Trump. I voted for Trump. But for Trump to be telling them, keep going, keep fighting, we're there with you, don't worry, we're on our way, and all this kind of stuff, encouraging them to do acts of extreme bravery against militaries, against 2 militaries, because there's the Iranian Guard and then the regular military. Now, thankfully, a lot of the stuff that's been going on has been done with the Iranian Guard, and maybe it would have been better had they sent the military in instead, because the military probably would have had an extremely high defection rate. But what we need some kind of attack. I don't know if it needs to come from Israel or if it needs to come from America or who it needs to come from, but we need to have the IRGC eviscerated. You need to have it eviscerated. If the IRGC was eviscerated, it is like the SS from the Nazis. If you can eviscerate that, then the people can be free. They can force the freedom. And even if some of them die in the process, it's not like this. They're getting mowed down, literally mowed down in the street because of the unevenness. You got sticks and they got assault rifles. Like, how is that even comparable? This is insane. And to encourage them to continue to do this, if we're not going to truly give them the support that they need, it's horrible. How can we say we're good when we encourage people to go face machine guns for no benefit? Because they can't overcome them on their own. And if we don't do something about it, what? Iran in politics are very similar to everything. Everything's all very, 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 very similar. And here's what I'll say. If the Ayatollahs do not get unseated now, you will have a 4, 5, 6, 10 times harder time next time to try to unseat them. Because they're only going to push down harder, beat down harder. And that's the kind of message that sometimes people get when they win in an argument. They don't realize that just because they win in an argument, it doesn't mean that they're right. And in the situation, they'll win this. Unless we do something, they'll win this. And all those people, all those women that are taking off their hijabs and showing their bravery, they'll be killed. They'll be tracked down and killed. And that's what they're doing right now. And how dare we encourage them? How dare we encourage them? Trump, how dare you encourage them if you won't back it up? We have to back it up. Now, I'm going to get to the main topic of my conversation, which is the invasion of Greenland. And I wanted to cover this because this is very, very important, okay? There is a major invasion of Greenland going on right now. And I want to read the stats to you, okay? So there's you thought America going into Greenland would be crazy, but apparently it got worse, okay? So there is a major invasion of Greenland happening right now, and it is wild, guys. I don't know what to do about this. It's crazy. I don't know what's going to happen to them. I mean, okay, so here's the stats. The Germans have sent 13 people to Greenland to defend it. By the way, I think they're trying to defend it from America. So Germans sent 13 people, and Sweden themselves sent Sweden sent 3 officers. Norway sent 2 officers. The French sent 15 mountain specialists, and apparently the British sent one officer. And I saw a tweet underneath it that said, "UK is sending half their army. Things are heating up." Oh, man. And then the Netherlands said it's going to send, it hasn't even sent it yet, but it's going to send 1 officer from its Navy, which I don't really know how that's going to defend the land on there, but it's a little bit interesting. And I feel bad for the one British guy. When our F-35s, fly over, it's going to look, a little bit. And I said this before about the Prime Minister of Greenland, who's out there like, fight to the end, guys, fight to the end. We can fight against the Americans. And I'm like, Madam Prime Minister, would you like to grab a gun and go stand on the front lines with your troops? Because if America invades, it's over. It's over. And the fact that these countries are sending like de facto little like forces to defend Greenland is so petty. It's so petty. It's so funny. It's so ridiculous. Yes, that one British officer is going to be able to keep the stem of the war, the tide. I mean, stem the tide of the war, And the 15 that of mountain troopers that the French have sent. And I don't. Did they come with their bandanas? Because I mean, we all know that they need that almost government issue bandana, the white one, for them to surrender. And then Netherlands is maybe going to send someone. At least Germany sent 15. I mean, maybe they'll be able to accomplish something because the Germans are decent fighters. But how ridiculous is this, guys? Also, the funny part is, and this is the part I don't understand, if Trump really wants to take Greenland, we have the legal right to force up in Greenland as much as we want, put bases wherever we want. It's part of the NATO agreement that we have with them. So just start putting things there. I mean, I would have a hard time if I was a Greenland person knowing what's an invasion and what's just you doing your job as a NATO member. So the whole thing's ridiculous and stupid and funny, but it is what it is. But my kind of final note with this whole thing, and I was trying to keep it short, but I didn't. But people were picking on me yesterday for even pointing out that ICE might have made a mistake with the Somali woman. So I looked into it, and yes, there was nothing out of the ordinary with this woman except that she looked Somali, at least according to all the AI sources I looked into and to the actual not channels, what do you call them? Sources that I went into. So again, ICE. Target the bad guys. Target the bad guys like this Venezuelan guy. We're on your side. Shoot him. I don't care. That makes sense. He was resisting. I understand that. But when you start, and I looked up one of the main themes, and I didn't cover it because I don't really care, but I looked up one of the main themes for today, viral on YouTube for politics, was the midterms. The midterms, guys. It's an optics game. We've got to play the optical game or we're going to lose. Pick your choices and your targets properly. And we got your back. Thank you so much for watching the Ripple Effect. This has been a blast. You guys blew up my last video. Please continue to do so. I don't plan on chasing any trends. I don't plan on chasing any anything particular, so to speak. There's a lot of videos out there that are like, find the trends and then follow. No, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell you that's the only thing that you can expect from me, is that I'll tell you the truth as I see it, and I'll do my best to keep you informed. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share with those around you.